Hello, Jason Huerkamp here again with Keller Preferred Realty, and today we are back at a cut-again custom home, and we have a pretty special home. It's located in Prior Lake, and Prior Lake has got really good accessibility throughout the Twin Cities. You're really close to 169. You're also only about 8 miles from 35W or 35, the split as we Minnesotans will call it. And additionally, the airport is relatively close. Prior Lake is a community that really has evolved over the last, let's say, really 30 years. It's gone from being a very small town to pretty much a very large town. There's shopping very, very close to this cut-again model that we're in. That's located just east of here by about 4 or 5 miles. And additionally, Prior Lake has a lake, and oddly enough, it's called Prior Lake. The lake itself is comprised of 2 bodies of water, effectively, that are connected by a channel that is navigable. And it's about 1,600 acres, give or take. The lake additionally has a couple restaurants on it, multiple boat launches, some really good fishing, and relatively clean water, which would be really, really good for water sports. So everything that you could possibly imagine is very close to the property that we're standing in. So this property is a really attractive price for the area, super high-end finishes. It's 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, and it has a 3-car garage that's all finished also. So let's come take a look around. So right away, you're coming in this great entryway, and you actually have a really nice bathroom here that's right off the entryway that's detached from the kitchen, which is kind of nice when you have guests over, and really usable. You'll see we have these extra large baseboards too throughout, which is nice. And then we have really this really nice great room and this very functional kitchen. Great room's got this fireplace. I like the hard and the soft look that they have with the tile and the oak here. Oak has really come back in style. For the longest time, people were not using oak at all in new construction, and obviously they're starting to do it again. How about these beams too that are on the ceiling here? Just really, really gives it a different level of finishing. You know, if you can imagine that vault without those beams in there, it totally gives it a different feel with the beams in there. We have the recessed lighting throughout, and you actually have 10-foot ceilings on the main level. You can see the top of my fingers here is about 8 feet, and so we got 2 more feet above that. So right off the great room, living room area, we have this really nice porch, which is fantastic for those Minnesota winters. This home was finished with Andersen windows, Andersen doors, so you're gonna have a really good level of efficiency throughout. We again have the maple, or not the maple, but we again have these oak floors, and they're throughout really the whole main level with the exception of the owner's suite. So this home does come with a sodded yard, a fully irrigated yard, meaning it has a sprinkler system, and some really, really nice landscaping. So I don't know if you guys can see this, but when we go out here, it also has a maintenance-free deck, and all of the siding additionally is maintenance-free. So there's really nothing that you're gonna have to do to the exterior of this home for probably 30 to 40 years, much longer than I'll be in a home, for sure, and most people are not in a home for more than about 10 years. So really nice light. We're on a cloudy Minnesota day that has, a decent amount of snow going on right now, so there's really good light that we're getting through this, home too. You can see outside, we got our first kind of dusting of snow, on that new construction right over there. You can kind of see we got that snow. So we have an eat-in kitchen. This home does not have a formal dining room, and most of our clients, quite frankly, don't want a formal dining room because it only gets used 2 or 3 times a year, right? So here they have a pretty nice sized table, easily fits 6 people here. You probably could get a little bit different configuration here and fit, up to 8 people. We have the really nice Andersen windows, and how fun are the light fixtures? It kind of reminds me a little bit like a wagon wheel, but at the same time you can't see the bulbs really, and so that it's just a really unique touch that they're putting. they've continued those unique touches into the kitchen. So we have, you know, our oak cabinets, and then we have our painted white cabinets. We have these really fun light fixtures. I can see that we have a speaker system that's at least in the kitchen, which is really nice. And then we have this solid surface countertop. It's a huge island. You know, for the additional people that you have over that won't fit at the 6-person table, you have these 3 chairs that easily will accommodate your additional guests. And then some fun features like an outlet that pops right up out of the center island, right? I mean, how nice is that? You know, everybody needs an outlet. That one's kind of hidden. So from there, you know, we have the porcelain sink. We have the accent, you know, the really fun kind of faucet. This one almost has like a diamond effect on it, if you will. Haven't seen that before. It looks really cool. Dishwasher is nice because it's very ergonomical. I have the same brand at my house. This is nice because it's a top load, right? You don't have to like bend over to, you know, the kind of the old school ones. It does have additional capacity down below. Most people just use the top drawer though, so makes it really easy. We have a 6-burner stove. In a lot of the new construction that we're seeing, we have these custom vent hoods. What's really nice about this is you don't see it at all. It more than likely is Vent-A-Hood is the most popular brand of these. And then, you know, we have our microwave and our oven here. And this is probably a microwave oven combination, and it's Fisher Paykel and very high-end brand. It's a convection oven. They'll last forever. And a really, really nice Fisher Paykel refrigerator. And then we got the bottom drawer that's gonna be your ice machine and your freezer. So overall, the kitchen here, very usable, flows right into the living room, which is gonna flow right into that, you know, 4-season porch that we have. I can imagine, you know, having people over watching a football game, very cozy. It's fairly cold out today. And again, these homes have a high energy efficiency rating, and you have those Anderson windows and those Anderson doors throughout. So it's gonna make it really great as far as overall efficiency. Let's go and take a look at the owner's suite. And the owner's suite is conveniently located right off of, you know, the living room area. The owner's suite is gonna have the same ceiling height. You're gonna have these 10-foot tall plus ceilings in here. Again, we have different tones and colors, and it's fun. They've kind of carried this gold light fixture throughout. Plenty of space, you know, not too big. And I think that's really important, right? Because a lot of times, you know, you get into some of these homes and ultimately you're like, oh my gosh, that was a total waste of space. Why did they do that? Well, I don't feel that here. You know, this is a queen bed here. It does have plenty of room for a king bed on the wall, plenty of room for night tables. You know, they obviously have a dresser in here. The bathroom is really nice. It's got heated floors in the bathroom. It's got the twin sinks. It's got, you know, this little nice area for, you know, getting ready in the morning. We have this, you know, separate soaking tub, a little bit of an echo in here. Great shower, dual heads in this shower, full tile. It's got this bench here, you know, sit right down on the bench. Really nice because you get the shower right above you. It's got good lighting in here too. Lots of can lighting in this house. Just tons of can lighting in this house. It's nice too that we have, you know, a separate water closet so we can close that off. And it's nice to have, you know, the heated floors in here too. So we haven't seen everything yet in the kitchen, and so we're gonna go back and we're gonna look at one of the more unique features that I've seen, which is the pantry area here. So the pantry in this house is kind of unique because we have 2 ways to get in the pantry, and the pantry is probably one of the bigger pantries that I've seen in, you know, any home, quite frankly. So we're kind of walking, you know, into the mudroom here, and we'll get back to this, but we're gonna walk into this pantry. So this pantry is massive. You could put additional shelving in here. You really have all the shelving that you would need. It's kind of some fun drawers. you could add those more, and 2 access points, right? You can come in through the mudroom, or you can come in on the back side of the kitchen. So the mudroom, they have these really nice kind of custom built-in shelves here. Makes it really easy to hang coats, sit down, you know, if you gotta put on your shoes. And we have 2 different benches. So 3 people here could be putting on their shoes at the exact same time. So very, very useful. And then we have this massive closet, right? So you're gonna be able to store everything that you have really in this closet. You can put your shoes there. You have plenty of room to hang all the coats one person could have, you know, without a doubt. So let's continue. We're gonna take a shortcut here. We'll go through and on to the laundry room, which is also nice because it's totally separate. Again, we have these nice pocket doors. And in here, we have the cabinets, you know, your washer, dryer, great place, you know, if you wanted to do some ironing, additional spots to hang some clothes. Very, very clean and neat. 10-foot ceilings in here too. So let's go take a peek at the basement. And the basement is massive. We got 3 more bedrooms down there, a wet bar, a really nice fireplace, and a lot of additional space for entertaining. So let's go downstairs. So one thing that's totally unique about this house, and we don't see it very often in Minnesota, is we have a landing with a patio door here. And you're gonna be able to see there's a nice patio here. They really have done a lot of nice work with the landscaping, and the backyard is very flat, very usable. It's begging for a pool. And down off the landing here is where we get into, you know, that man cave, if you will. We have speakers in the ceiling, a bunch of them. Additionally, we have this fireplace, which is just fantastic. It's a very high-end fireplace. I can tell just by looking at it, you know, we got custom glass rocks in there. We got this really nice mantle. They've done a great job. I mean, this is, you know, it's probably a 90-inch TV that we got hanging on the wall, for sure an 85, but just a really cozy, inviting space here. Can easily have, you know, 10, 15 people down here. Additional storage that's, you know, underneath the stairs here. Could, you know, use that for whatever you like. Really, really laid out quite well. Can tell that it's high-end carpet. And then back here, you know, we go off the carpet onto luxury vinyl planking, and we have this great island, wet bar here, and an additional fridge, which is really, really nice. Again, we have tile accents throughout the entire thing. And you know, you could have, you know, if you had liquor bottles that you wanted to put here on these, fantastic. We do not have light fixtures that are the same anywhere in this house, with the exception of the recessed lights. So you can see these are totally different. They're kind of fun. I really like kind of the rivets that they have, you know, on the side of them. Just a really neat touch. And you can tell just by touching them that they're pretty high end, right? So back here, we're gonna go to kind of the bedroom areas. So we have 3 bedrooms back here. It does have a separate zone as far as the heating in the basement. And we have 3 pretty good sized bedrooms. You know, the handles throughout are this really nice lever handle. You can tell again there, it's a high-end handle. Looking out, good view here, even on this cloudy November Minnesota day. And just a really decent sized room. That could probably be a guest room if you want. It could be an office. And then back here we have an additional bathroom. Nice thing about this bathroom is it's got the twin sinks on it. Again, the water, you know, the faucet, different than other parts of the house. You know, they've taken and they've had this chrome or the gold black look, which is really nice. And then we have, you know, these black handles here. Everything's soft close, which is great. And you can see there, you're not gonna have the door slamming. And then it's nice that we have, you know, a full bath. And again, this is separated. So can close that. Now you see me, or now you don't. Now you see me, now you don't. So full bathtub. It's a very deep soaking bath. Again, we have the tile everywhere. And just overall, you know, a really nice bathroom for guests, for family, you know, what have you. Lots of storage again. We have, you know, this hall storage that you're gonna use for, you know, I guess a linen closet. And then a couple other bedrooms that are really good size, right? So again, good light. It's looking out over the landscaping, all over the yard here. Good storage, you know, decent sized closets, walk-in closet here. You can see that we got a great walk-in closet. Again, this home was built by Cuttigan. They're a custom home builder here in the Twin Cities for decades. You know, and we can help you walk through that whole entire process with Cuttigan or any other custom builder. We're there from the beginning to the end, helping you make your choices, making sure that you make selections that hopefully will have a return on investment when you go to sell it. But we're here to be your advisors, teachers, and advocates for that home building process. So we're gonna see that third bedroom, which is back here. This bedroom has kind of got the egress. You know, some people will say that they don't really like the look at this, and I don't disagree. You know, what we've had clients do is they'll put stacked stone in here, they'll put faux boulders in there, they'll really make it can look way better for, you know, under $5,000. So again, really good size. You could put a king size bed in here. Closet's not a walk-in here, but we got a place for the shoes, plenty of room for additional clothes, and so forth. You know, we've seen all the bedrooms in the basement here, and a lot of people's storage is super important, especially in Minnesota. And this has got a ton of storage in here, right? The furnace is Linux. We got multiple zones. You could put all sorts of shelving in here, and if you have more than this to store, you know, I guess you go get a storage area, you know, compartment or a storage unit or what have you, but lots of storage in here, really useful. You know, it's nice to have when you get a new home, you got, you know, additional carpet and things like that that are good in case you know, spill a bottle of wine or something like that. But that's what we got for the basement, and we'll go back upstairs and we'll wrap this up. So additionally, we have a pretty nice size closet in this owner's suite back behind me. It's all fitted already with all of the cabinets that you could possibly need. All these holes here are so you can adjust, you can put in more boards, so you can really do whatever you want. You can go from hanging clothes here, you know, you could have 3 shelves here too that you could just fold clothes and put them on. It's nice to have the light in here. Nice to have the tall ceilings in here too. A great place to get ready, you know, in the morning and so forth. So again, I'm Jason Huerkamp with Living in Minneapolis, Minnesota, and we can help you with all of your real estate needs. Today we're in Prior Lake, like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, and we're in a Cuttigan custom home that is priced at $1,175,000. It's gonna give you a lot of bang for your buck. It's in the Wilds Golf Course community, which is really nice. And that community has been around for, you know, almost 3 decades now, believe it or not. So again, thank you for tuning in. We'll see you at the next house. We're happy to help you with all of your real estate needs. Click on the contact information down below, and we will take care of you and be your advisors, teachers, and advocates, and not pushy salespeople. So we'll see you at the next house.